Hey guys, it's TechRain here. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to build the best console streaming setup. That is right. That way you can use your PS5, your Xbox, or really any console in general, hook it up to your laptop or PC, so that way you can stream off those devices, but then game on the console in itself. That way the best gaming experience and streaming experience without impacting any performance. We're teaching you how to set up here today, so let's get into it. For the setup, we're only going to need a few things. First of all, we're going to need our console of choice. Of course, I got my Xbox here, and then you of course will need two monitors. Now, why you need two monitors? One's going to be for the console you game on, and the other one is actually going to be used for your streaming PC, so we can have OBS on there, maybe your chat, or just really anything you want on that second monitor you can have so. Now, the important thing to keep in mind, if you don't have a second PC and you are using a laptop, you don't need the second monitor. You can just use the monitor screen to get the same results. We only will be using a few ports from this Xbox, but the big thing we'll need to be using is a capture card itself. So let's show you how to set up that first. For our capture card, we of course got ourselves the 4KX. Now, you don't have to use this exact capture card, but everything I use in this video will be linked down below for you guys to actually check it out. If you do use those links, they do support the channel, so always appreciated. So what we want to do is take this actual capture card. We know there's a USB-C port, there's a HDMI in and HDMI out. We want to focus on the USB-C for the time being, and we will plug in a USB-C cable into it, and then the opposite end into our PC. Now, if your PC doesn't have a USB Type-C port, you can buy a USB-C adapter to USB and plug that on top of it, and then plug it into one of your USB ports on your computer. So the next thing we want to focus on is on the HDMI in our capture card. We're going to take an HDMI cable we have, we're going to plug one end into the capture card, and then what we're going to do with the opposite end of this HDMI cable is plug it into the HDMI out of our console. So you can see my console here has an HDMI out that goes to my TV. I'm going to plug the HDMI other end, plug it into my console. Now, the next thing we want to do is actually take care of our HDMI out on the actual capture card. Now, what this is going to do is going to take the HDMI in we just plugged into our console, send the video to the capture card, then USB-C port will send that to our streaming PC to pick up the video and audio, which is going to be good. And then what we want to do with this HDMI cable, plug in the HDMI out, that way it goes to our monitor, but we also plug in our headset into the monitor so that way we can receive audio from the device. So I'm going to plug this opposite end into my monitor now. So before we add our console into OBS Studio, we will need to download the 4K capture software. I will have a link to it down below, which you can see here. You just want to click on download, continue, and install this onto your PC. With that though, our capture card is working with our PC, so we don't need to mess with the 4K capture software. We can just close this for the time being. Now, if we want to actually add our capture card in OBS Studio, we want to go to click the plus icon in our sources. We want to go video capture devices. We want to add a new one, and then we want to look up the 4K capture device. So this is my webcam, which is not what we want. And we want the 4K capture, which is awesome. So we have now our console gameplay on our PC. Now, an important thing to keep in mind, once you actually have the console connected to your OBS, if you start moving your controller around, you can actually get the audio from it, which is fantastic to your OBS Studio. Now, something to keep in mind, depending on your situation, if you are using a headset with a 3.5mm audio jack, you want to plug this 3.5mm audio jack into the backside of the actual monitor you have your console connected to, because it's going to be a 3.5 in the back there. That way we'll have our audio for OBS, but also for our headphones. Now, if you do have an actual wireless headphones, I would recommend connecting them to your stream PC so that way you can have the audio routing to them. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that here. So first we're going to turn on our Bluetooth on our headphones. We're going to look up Bluetooth devices. We're going to click add a device, search for my Bluetooth headphones, which is going to be my Bose here, and we're going to connect them. With that though, we're good to go. So what we're gonna do in OBS here is we want to go to our capture card device, which you can see our device is 30. We want to find 30 on our audio devices, and we will click on the three dots and then go to advanced audio properties. And in advanced audio properties, what you want to do is look for your capture card you added. Of course, I know it's 30 here. I want to go to monitoring. I want to switch this from monitoring off to monitor and output. So that way we will send an output to OBS, but also to my headphones. So let's start moving my controller now. I can now hear the audio coming to my headphones, but you can also see it's now in OBS too. The only thing you will need to keep in mind, if you do actually close OBS, you won't hear the audio come from your actual headphones anymore. So that's if you close OBS, but you have OBS open, you can use your wireless headphones this way. And then when you're not maybe streaming, you can go to some wired headphones or your console headphones. You can really do whatever you want with this. It can get really complex too if you really want to, but this is how I recommend for people with wireless headphones. The one important thing to keep in mind, if you are connecting headphones directly to the actual controller itself, whether it be for PS5 or Xbox, sometimes the audio after you plug it into the controller itself will go do all the audio routing which can be problematic because then you won't get any audio for your headphones or you won't get any audio for your just OBS. So that's why I'm recommending one of these two methods. I would recommend though using a wired headphones and just connecting to your monitor. That's the best way to do it. The Bluetooth one is really nice, but honestly, it's not really worth it. Now that we got our console all hooked up to our streaming PC or laptop, depending on how you set this on up, of course, the steps are practically exactly the same on either one, depending on how you want to do this. All you need to do now is set up your microphone, your actual webcam, and your OBS settings. Now, I will have a video listed right here that goes over the best OBS settings and how to set it on up. And of course, if you did find this video helpful, make sure to smash the like button. Get subscribed to some future tech content, because later here, we got a PC build, so you don't want to miss out on that video. Definitely get subscribed. But I'll see you for one. Tech Rant out.